So you might be wondering how you're supposed to apply a lot of these grips, right? And I mean, we're not in a situation where your partner's just going to stand there and let you grab them. So a lot of the times what I like to do is, apply sort of a couple rules, and one of those things is always having an angle to your partner, right? You never want to be square so that you're leaving the full surface of your body for them to grab. That's really bad, right? So if I stand completely square to you, I'm leaving all of this as a target option for you. So what I like to do is just stagger my step a little bit, not so much that I'm giving you a total profile, but enough that I can sort of cover myself. It's almost like a boxing stance, right? So you want to stay at a little bit of an angle so that you're at least removing a good portion of your body. The other thing I like to be careful of is I don't like to have my gi open, waiting for my partner to grab my lapel. So anytime I have the opportunity to just sort of pull everything back in or cover myself back up, I will. My hands are always going to be shielding my body first. I never want to be in a situation where I'm just like this or I'm like that. Okay, maybe you're a little cocky or you don't know what to do with your hands, but just keep them in front of you. It's a lot like standard boxing. You want to think about your hands almost being like jab and across.
So no Anderson Silvaing?
No. I mean, you could be asking for a lot of problems there, right? But you want to have slight bend to your knees. You don't want to be completely upright either. That sets your balance off. So you're going to be slight bend to your knees, hands in front. Your partner's probably going to set up the same way. Now, when you think about hand fighting, the other thing you don't want to be doing is playing patty cake, right? A lot of people, when they start looking to make grips, they start slapping hands, and you get into this thing. Totally not effective for anybody. So you want to make really timed movements and think about how your partner's moving. One of the things that I'll sometimes do is I'll even use my hands as a distraction. When I'm looking at making grips on my partner, I'm actually looking right around the center of Stephan's body. I'm not looking at his head and I'm not looking at his feet. If I look at the center of his body, I'm able to sort of gauge which way his body's moving and if he's starting to sort of go up or down. I also like to utilize my outside hand and I'll maybe distract his gaze over here for a little bit, right? So I'm always here, I'm looking at where he's moving, and if I want, I might look up here. This distracts him enough that I can shoot in and grab his lapel, right? So when we think about it, we have our hands right in front, we're moving around, I see where Stephan's body is, and then I'll distract him, and I come in for a grip. The other thing that we want to think about is hand circling. Stephan's going to be reaching in maybe from time to time to grab things. So I either want to be blocking and moving outside or slapping down, right? So this helps me direct all of his momentum so that it's not coming straight forward at me.
Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off. So he's going to reach in, and I'm thinking about here, maybe I'm slapping down here, and then I have a clear grip.
Does it work the same way on the ground?
It can work the same way on the ground. The differences can be how you set up your ground game, right? A lot of the times how I start on the ground, I'll start in a seated open guard. And from there, it's a little bit more of a defensive game because a lot of the times my partner's trying to pass, so they're already standing. And when they start reaching in to get into my guard, I'm already looking to block and deflect all of his grips. But either way, I'm prepared. I'm always here and I'm seeing where his hand movement and where his body's coming. So as soon as the hand reaches in, I'm blocking, right? Same thing goes maybe if his hand's on my shoulder. I have to think about that and I have to block. I have to move his hands out of the way. As soon as he makes a secure grip, that's when I start to think about, oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble.